How welcome it is, even joyful, that for the first time in this long saga, this House has actually accepted its responsibilities come together and embraced a deal.
Boris Johnson had a bittersweet victory in the House of Commons last night. On the one hand, the Prime Minister won a vote in principle on his Brexit deal. A majority of 30 MPs said they would back Mr Johnson's new withdrawal agreement on the second reading. But he then suffered an immediate defeat when the programme motion that defines the terms of the debate was defeated. The key thing was only 5 Labour MPs backed that programme motion, whereas 19 had backed Mr Johnson's deal. So once again, we are in Brexit limbo. The House of Commons in theory has approved Mr Johnson's Brexit deal, but not on the timetable he wants to do it.
The EU must now make up their minds over how to answer Parliament's request for a delay. And the first consequence, Mr Speaker, is that the government must take the only responsible course and accelerate our preparations for a no-deal outcome. But secondly, I will speak to EU member states about their intentions until they have reached a decision. Until they've reached a decision, I must say, we will pause this legislation.
So, what's going to happen next? Well, Boris Johnson has thrown Brexit back over to the EU and said they will have to respond on his request to delay Brexit once again. That request was forced by Parliament. If that's a relatively short request or a flexible request that could fall away once the deal is passed, Mr Johnson will probably go along with it. But if EU leaders come back and say it needs to be a much longer request, then Downing Street is going to want to push for a general election. Downing Street has tried for this twice in recent months, but has been thwarted by Labour MPs. 2/3 of the Commons needs to vote for a general election, and Labour MPs don't particularly want an election right now, not least because the party is 10 points behind in the opinion polls.
One way or another, we will leave the EU with this deal to which this House has just given its assent.
So once again, it's over to Brussels to see what they come back with. Once again, MPs are very good at saying what they don't want with Brexit, but haven't quite said exactly what they do.